Hey everyone, welcome back to Text. In this video, we are building a fully functional to-do app using Jetpack Compose, Room Database, and the MVVM pattern. We will also use KSV to make room annotation processing faster. So let's get started. We will start by choosing our Jetpack Compose activity, which is empty activity for the Jetpack Compose, and we will go click next. And here we will give application name. I can say like my to-do app and left everything by default. The API version I choose as 24 and the build configuration I take Kotlin DSL build gradle.kts, which is recommended by the Android Studio. I just leave it as default and click finish. Once the Gradle finish its job and the application is ready, so first of all, let's add our dependencies. So I will just quickly copy paste everything to save our time. So I'll just add first of all the KSP, so which is I take as ID con Google DevTools KSP, and also I will add in the build or Gradle at the project level. So I just copy paste here, and then we go back to the build.gradle and go down to the dependencies, and I will just quickly copy paste some of my dependencies here, and I will explain to you why I'm using these dependencies. So first thing you already, once you choose the Jet Compose activity, by default, the Jet Compose, all the dependencies will be there already. And apart from that, I just add one view model for the compose and also the room database and the KSP compiler, room compiler over here. And then I use the coroutine over here for our background handlers. Actually, you can say event handler, background handler, or job handler. So we will be using coroutine for that. So we will synchronize our project now. So once our project is ready and our dependency synchronization is completed, so the second thing what we need to do is to run our application in emulator to see if everything is fine and there is no issue after adding our dependencies and stuff that we did until now. So I will quickly run using the Pixel 6 API for 34 to see if there is any issue in the application or not. Since there is no issue in our application, it's running fine. So let's continue with the creating our architecture. So first of all, as we are using the MVVM, we need to create the directory structure. So I will go to add first the data directory or data package, whatever you want to call it. So first I will add data, which will hold our entity table, model class, and the data class, and the database class, and also our repository will be here. And the second one is our UI. And apart from this, let's create another package in the parent directory, which is, we call it ViewModel. So first of all, we go to the data and we class and call it to do. And what will this class do is actually, this is our to-do data class. It presents a single task in the to-do list. We mark it with the entity. So first let's mark it with an entity. So this entity, what it will do, which tell the room that treat this class as a database table. So we will use this class as our class, as a data class, and also that the room will treat this class as a data table. So that's why we will give a table name to it, which in my case, we say to-dos. And then inside here, we say, since every table should have a primary key, to make each and every value unique. So we will give it auto generate is equal to true. And then we say what should be the parameter here. We say ID, and what is the data type. It's integer, and we initialize it with 0. The second parameter I want to declare here is a title. And what should be the data type of the title should be string. And the third one is say is done, or we can say is completed, but in my case I just say done, and the data type is boolean, which initially will be false. So this is our data class and as well as our room database table. So it will do our both for both things. data access object. So what we need to create is one interface, and this interface should be to-do DAV. So we name it as a to-do DAV, and what it should do, to-do DAV is an interface where we define how we interact with the database. So in this interface, we will do all the functionality that how we can interact with the database to get the data, post the data, delete the data, whatever is there, whatever we want to do, we can do in this interface. So I annotate it with DAV, and then inside the interface, first annotation I say is a query. So the query is I say select this direct mean everything from where? From these to-dos. This is our table name, from this table. So select everything from table, and what should you do with the data you selected? Just we name one function, get all to-dos, and return. What should you return is a flow and list of to-do. So now we are treating this data class as a data class, and here we are treating it as a table. So one table can do both things for us, and one class can do both things for us. Okay, what we need to do is we want to perform insert. We use this insert for update and insert both. So I say on conflict. If there's a conflict, then on strategy dot replace. So what I'm telling this annotation that insert the data, but if there is a conflict, there is a duplicate data is coming, which is already in the table, just replace it with the new data. So this insert will do both things for us. It will update the data, and as well as it will insert the new data. So we call it as a specifying function, and then we say insert to do, and what we require, what parameters we need here is to do the to do class. And the third one we just say delete, and in the delete we also create one specifying function, and we say delete to do, and we require the same parameters to do and to do. So we create three functions. First function is getting everything from the table and returning to the whatever from where we require it to get the data. And the second one is insert, and also it will do the replace thing, the update thing, and the third one is the delete to do. Let's call it normal class, and we say to do database. And actually what to do database is doing, we create our root database. We declare to do as an entity and expose the DAO through an abstract method. So for here, we need to call it as a abstract class, and we will annotate it as a database, and we say entities, or what entities we have here. We just have one entity, which is to do, and we call it here. And what should be the version of that? The version is 1, since we just created our database 1. But in case in future you want to update any table, you want to add more tables, you can just update the version is also, otherwise it will throw some errors. So inside we have another abstract function, and this abstract function is returning the DAV. We just now created, so we will return the to-do DAV here. So this is all the to-do database class will be doing. And then what else? Let's create one repository layer here, and then we call it as a to-do repository. And then this one we give one constructor, and we take some we pass some parameters to this constructor. What parameters we need to pass here? We say DAO, and we just pass to do DAO here to this constructor. So we expect to do DAO to in this repository. Now what we need to do, we need to call all those functions, these functions we created from our repository. So first we need to call our all to dos, and we say it's flow of what? Flow of list of what? List of to do. And where it's coming from, it's coming from DAO.get all to dos. So DAO.get all to dos, and we storing in our all to dos. And what is the type of all to dos is exactly the same which you define in the DAO to do DAO. So here also I just need to import the library. And okay, the second one is our suspend function, and we say aid to do. We pass parameter as the class, and what it should do, we again need to go to the DAO, and we say insert and pass the send to do here. This to do we require from our ViewModel, and we will be passing back to our DAO here, because this the repository we will be calling from our ViewModel. The third one is suspend function, and we say delete to do, and the same thing we say to do, we require to do, and we will pass the to do to our DAO function DAO, and we just say to do. So we're taking from our model and we're passing to our to do DAO. And third one is date to do, and we say to do DAO, and we passing to our DAO.insert to do. Why? Because insert is doing two things for us. It's inserting data, and as well as it's updating the data. So passing our to do over here. Our repository is done, is completed. So let me explain what this repository will do. The repository is a single source of truth. It eyes the DAO from the view model. So the view model doesn't know there is something called the to-do DAO. We have some interface on the name of DAO. So it will hide the DAO from the view model and provides a clean API to do the rest of the. So what does it do is just to make our application more clean and more maintainable and more manageable, just in case our application is getting larger. So this repository will help us to stay clean and keep the code like manageable. All right, this was the part of our data layer. So now we are moving to our view model. So let's create our view model, and the view model also is a Kotlin class. We say to do view model. But here, we need to create a constructor of our view model, and what we need here, we need a repository here, because since everything is in the repository, so how our application is working, from view model we will request to our to do repository, and from to do repository we are requesting to our to do DAO interface, and from to do DAO interface we are actually calling directly to the database. So this is how our application is working. So from the view model, what we need, you already got the idea, we need our repository. Repository. Okay, so we need repository, but we need to explain what is this class. We need to define what is this class is a view model. All right, so first thing what we need to do, we need to get the to-dos. So it should be to-dos, and we say it's a state flow, since we want to listen to the data. If there is any changes in the data, we want to take it in a real time. So we need to define the state flow. And then what kind of data is list data of to do? From where? From repository dot all to dos. This one need to be defined from all to dos. So we get all the to-dos. What we need to do with the to-dos, we map it. So once we map it, we get the data. So now what to do with the data? We sort it. State in, we say state in view model scope, state in view model scope, and then we sharing started dot, sorry, yes, started dot, while subscribed, we just give some delay here. If there is no data, we just pass it as an empty list. So what we are doing here, we're getting the to-dos and map it, and then we sort it by ID. Like the ID is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we sort it based on the first come, first serve. And then we state in using our ViewModel scope, and then we are giving a delay, and then we are just giving some default value if there is nothing, if the data is not there. So just pass us the empty list. So this will reduce our errors. So let's make it more clean. Okay, now better. What's the second thing? Second thing is we want to add to do, and we say title, and it should be string. And where we are putting it, we are putting it in the, let's launch our view model scope. So what view model scope is doing is actually the coroutine. It's running the coroutine, and it's defining where your uh, uh, it's actually runs the coroutine that cancel automatically when the view model is cleared. So that's why we are using the view model scope. So don't be confused about it. And then what we were doing, we add to do. So we're going to repository and we are adding to do, and we just passing the title over here. No, it should be title. We passing to do class, and then we just say inside the to do, sorry, it's to do, and then they have title is equal to title. So we just assigning our title to the title inside the to do class, and then the whole class we are assigning to our to do function inside the repository. Yeah, this is what this function is doing. The second thing is our function, we say delete to do, and this one is getting to do as a parameter, and we again starting our view model scope and launch, and what this time we are doing is repository dot delete to do, and we just directly passing the to do over here. And the third thing is update. No, it's done. So we say function, we make a toggle done, and we just saying to do the same parameter we passing, and inside the view model scope we call repository dot update to do, and we just pass the to do. Okay, these are the function in our view model. Oh, sorry, this view model is also function. Okay, this is our view model. So what did we do here? First, we got the to-dos. We use the StateFlow to hold the UI state. We use to hold the UI state. It observed the database flow, sort by newest, and the cache it. Okay, so we sort by the new ID and we cache it. That's what we did. And then what we did, we just add the to-do, we delete the to-do, and then we use is done function to update if it is done. If it's not, we will call this function from the click event. And then yeah, to call every function, we are using the ViewModel scope. So it run the coroutine that can send automatically when the ViewModel is cleared. All right, so let's move. Let's create one more thing here. We say another class, we say to do a view model factory, and then this one is also we declare as we make a constructor for it, and we say private all repository, we pass the same repository here to repository, and here we say ViewModel provider dot factory. Since our view model needs a parameters, we create a factory that lets us pass the repository safely. So for that purpose, we are creating our view model to do view model factory. So what we need here is override function, and this override function should do the, yeah, this is what we need here. And okay, we have returns to return. We don't need to return this. We just return our to do view model dot to do a model, and we return our repository. But here something is, we are missing something, and what's that? To do view model. Okay, is T. So this T for us is our view model repository. So we're just passing simply our view model. So for that purpose, we created our factory class, nothing else. We're just returning it. Okay, now let's go to the UI side. We first of all create our, so let's go to our view and we create one file here, and the file name we say to do screen, and we say, let's annotate it with composable, right? Composable. And then we say function to do screen. We name it to do screen, and we pass parameter to this screen. What parameter we need? We need a view model here. View model, and yeah. Now what we need here is we need to do's, and to do's by view model dot to do's, which we got dot collected state. Yeah. And then the second thing, okay, this one is get value. All right. Second thing, we text by our it's on remember, and it should be mutable state of empty. So this is our text fields text. Okay, now what we need to do here, okay, we need to pay some attention over here. So first of all, what we need, this is our screen. For screen, we need a column. So we create one column, and then column, we just say modifier. And this modifier, what we doing with the modifier is actually we give some design to our column, and we say the padding should be around 16 and dot dp. Oh yeah, all right, so 16 dp, and then inside the column I need one row, and then this row should also have modifier or no need here. So let's say first thing I need to create in the row is our outline text field to, and text field should have our value, and value is text, and this text initially is empty, so we are just creating our text field. And the second thing is on value change, and then when the value is changed, we just say put the value inside the text. How? The value is it, and then we putting the value inside our text. And after that, we say placeholder. Placeholder is also, we say text, and then enter a task placeholder, and we just design it a little bit. I say modifier dot weight why we are putting the width, because we want it to take all width, all screen until there is another object. So we give them like complete width here. And apart from this, we just say we just need one button here, right? Just say button, and the button shape I'm giving is a rounded corner shape, and with 5 dp of radius, rounded corner shape. And then I say modifier dot height. I just say you take 50% of 50 dp of the height. And on click, what you should do on click, if text dot is not blank, then ViewModel dot add to do, and just pass this text to our to do function inside the ViewModel. And second thing, what you need to do is to empty the text. Okay, this is our on click function. Okay, inside our button, what we need one text, and this text should have like a 8. Yeah, this is what we create until now. Okay, below the row, what do we need? We need one recycle view, right? So how to create a recycle view in the Jetpack Compose? We say lazy column, and then this lazy column we say modifier that is equal to y. Oh, sorry, I mean I'm supposed to be in the constructor. Modifier, and this one should be modifier dot padding, and padding I give them from top only just 20 dot dp. So I give padding from the top, or margin from the top is 20 dp, just to have some space between the row from the text field buttons and the recycle view list. In here, what I'm doing is actually before I create this one, let's create one item here. This item should be, we say, to do item. Let's create this item first, because without this we won't be able to continue. So in here I say again I will annotate it with the composable, and then I say function to do item and pass the to do as a parameter. And I also say on delete, if on delete I just pass the complete to do class, and then I call it as a callback function. I pass it as a callback function, and on toggle also I passes it a callback function. The to do class as a callback function. So then okay, first of all, what we need to do, we need to create one card. So this card, and this is our parent card. So we say modifier dot field max width. So we take the full width for this card, and then say padding. Inner padding, what will it be? I say just vertically give them a 4 dot dp of the padding, and again I need to this one. All right, and then what else? We say elevation. We just give some shadow behind, and this elevation should be card defaults, or defaults dot card elevation. And this elevation, I say default elevation 5 dp. So I give 5 dp of elevation. Then we colors. So let's give some colors. Card defaults dot card color. Card colors, I say container color should be color dot white. Okay, this is it. Nothing more. And then inside the card, what we need to create. Inside the card, we need to create one row, maybe row. Yeah, we just call row, and then we also give them some design. Maybe we say modifier. Do we need to define padding here? Let's give padding here also. It's supposed to be our 12.dp. And what else do we need here? We need to horizontal alignment. Horizontal arrangement should be arrangement space in between. And vertical alignment, we say vertical alignment. I say alignment center vertically. We just say, and then inside the row, let's create another row. Why another row? Because this row, the first row is for the just the padding, and the second row is for our elements. So also here I just pass vertical alignment. I say center or center. Sorry, I say alignment center vertically. Yeah, to make it confirm. And then the first thing what we need to do, we put the checkbox, and then checkbox, if checked, check to do dot is done. And on check change, since the to do is coming from here, we passing the value here, either it should be false or it will be true. So if check change, what we need to do is just need to call the on toggle function. And inside the toggle function, what are we doing is like to do dot copy is done is equal to not is done. We just say it either it should be false or it should be true. And the second thing is our text. And text is our text supposed to be the to do dot title. Let's modify it a little bit, since this is our main text display, and we say modifier, and modifier dot weight, and weight is 1f, since we want to take the whole width for this text until there is any object in front of it. And the style, what style we need to give? The style is if to do dot is done. If to do is done, we say material theme dot typography dot body large dot copy dot text decoration. The text decoration dot line through. So what we did, we say if the to do is done. If it is true, if it is checked, this one is checked. So just strike the text. So make a line through the text. Else, tltheme dot typography dot body large. Do nothing. Just leave it as default. So this is what the text will be doing. And after this, what do we need? We need one icon button. And this icon button will be for delete. So we just say on click, just call one function on delete and pass the to do. And the second thing is I just put one icon inside it. I say icon, and what icon do we need is icons dot default dot delete. So we just default icon for delete, and we just give a description also here, and the description I just put delete. So this is our item. We go back to our to-do screen, and in to-do screen we complete our lazy column. All right, so we need items. What items? Items here are to-dos. So once we go through the to-dos, we got one of a single to-do out of the to-dos. So it's like a for each loop. And then here we call our to-do item we just created. And here we are passing the first thing. What we are passing, the first thing we say to-do is equal to to-do. On delete, what we are doing for on delete, we say ViewModel dot delete to do, and we passing the to do here. And then the third one is on toggle, and the same thing we say ViewModel dot toggle done, and we passing the to do. Okay, nothing much here. And then this one doesn't need any body. Okay, I guess everything so far is cool. What just need to import the text from Compose, and so let's check here. Everything looks good. Let's go to our main activity now. Okay, nothing much. So let's delete from here until maybe just delete here and then delete this one, and just delete all this, and here we just say call db, and we call our db from room database builder, and database builder we just say application context. We just pass the context here. Now let's make it like this to more clean, and then we call the to do database here, database, and then plus Java, and we name it our to do DB. So this is our database, and this one, don't be confused. This is the table name, and this one is the database name. So this is the name of our database, and then we say dot build. So we say wall, and we call our repository here, repository, and then to do repository, and we pass the db dot to do dog. And the second one we need is our factory, and we say to do ViewModel factory, and we pass the repository here. Okay, and now what we need here in the set content, let's keep it a little bit separate. We say for ViewModel, view model, and for to do ViewModel, we say ViewModel factory is equal to factory. Now we call our to-do screen. This is something we did like a dependency injections. So we say to-do screen, and we pass the view model over here. Oh, this issue I think is coming from here. We need to extend our room database function here. All right. I think now it's fine. Now it's looks good. Let's run this application. So it looks good. Let's say this is task one. Looks good, but our design, our text is white. Let's do some changes over here. Now, this is not content color, it should be container color. Okay, let's run again. And also we use something here. Also, let's add a box here. And this to give some margin between the text field and the button. So I will say modifier box modifier is modifier dot heading start equal to 10 dot e. dp. Okay, and then we just put the buttons inside the box. Okay, let's check again. So I hit the task list. I say tasks something, and we just click. Yeah, now it's fine, and we can delete, we can uncheck, and we can, yeah, so everything is fine. And alright, so that's it. We have built a full feature to do app with Compose and Room using MVVM, and I hope the breakdown of each part made things crystal clear for you. In the next video, I can show you how to add animation, swipe to delete, or even sync with Firebase, and let me know in the comment. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and if you want me to improve anything, please feel free to comment. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.